Toffee TV, it's the final word. Stoke City 1, Everton 1. A share of the points at the 365 Stadium. Yeah. Weird game, wasn't it? Tough one to call. Can't get too angry about it. I don't think you can get too overexcited about anything. It was just one of those games last night. It was
crap.
Snarland came in obviously for the game, which obviously we'll talk about in a minute, but it was just a flat game that I know people say it's good to have a rest, but you could tell that we'd had a rest.
Yeah.
You could tell people had like switched off for a couple of days and gone away, and maybe that happens when you're not playing enough games in a season. That sounds weird, but you know what I mean. Like it's good to be like game. It keeps everything going, keeps everything ticking over. It's better than just training every day. And yeah, I think you could sort of see that in the first 20 minutes. We were just not quite at it.
It's done that start and slow thing that we've done a few times, didn't we? And it was flat. The atmosphere seemed flat. They were a bit flat. They started better than we did, but even so, they didn't really build up any head of steam before they got in front, because it was just that ball inside the right back again, wasn't it, that caught us out. But yeah, I don't know. It was always going to be a tough game, you know, and it was a wet and windy night on a Wednesday at Stoke.
It was,
and invariably we couldn't do it.
No, we couldn't do it. No, it was just a strange. I mean, obviously they got behind us early.
We got the starting 11 right.
Yeah, we did. 1-0 to us. It was this. I suppose the goal coming after 7 minutes after the clean sheet we've kept. That was the most disappointing thing, and how easy it was. You know, Charlie Adam just picked the ball up in midfield, just strolled through. Just played a simple ball over the top. Touch and go whether he was offside. I don't know whether Holgate was trying to play him offside, but sometimes I suppose as a defender it's better to just play the ball. Yeah, just worry about what's going on there, because if he is switched on there, Holgate, he's gonna beat him for pace, isn't he? He should do anyway. He's gonna do enough anyway, but he's switched off a little bit. He's let the fella, but then he's getting all the criticism, but at the same time, Ashley Williams is
and the other fella
is off. Foons Murray's off, and Crouch has got a tap in. So really, it's all three of them for just it's just not being switched on for just a simple ball over the top, which is the saddest thing really, because the last few weeks the way we've played against the likes of Man City, where you've got to be switched on for large parts of the game while they're nipping around, and they just put a ball over the top, and you're just like, fuck's sake, lads.
First goal we conceded this year in the Premier League.
First goal we've conceded while Tom Davies has been on the pitch.
Yeah. It happens, doesn't it, sometimes? I mean, that is a weakness to us, that kind of ball. You know, it's normally Seamus Coleman who's switching off there and that ball's in. Holgate, I looked at it and seen it again, and I thought he looked like he might have been offside, but it was tight. I wouldn't be sitting here screaming about it. Holgate has switched off a little bit. But once it's gone, I mean, Arnautovic does well, you know, runs in, and it's a lovely ball across. But Peter Crouch shouldn't be outrunning Ashley Williams and Funes Mori, never in a million years. He's nearly as old as me. He can't run, and he outruns them and has a tap. It's a great ball by Arnautovic, but it's such a basic goal, and I suppose, given how tight Everton had been, you always find it's always a stupid goal like that you end up.
I suppose that's the difference between centre forwards and centre backs. Centre forwards, that was his 100th goal in the Premier League, and that's what you do as a centre forward. You
just reminded me of the Leicester goal in the cup. That hoof, not hoof because it was a good ball. Hoof's not the right word. It was a great ball by Charlie Adam into the thing, but it's that direct ball. But like they released Gray, Leicester in the cup game. One ball he was in, and our two centre backs had the striker to mark, and he got across them, and that's exactly what happened.
It's not just all the fault of Holgate, but switch. As I say, as a centre forward, you're looking for you pray for stuff like that.
So you're running, you're attacking.
I think this is as a three, they've done very well. There's a nice little blend in there.
Yeah.
But I think the problem is you've got Holgate's lack of experience, but also Ashley Williams has done brilliantly, but he does switch off. He gets caught flat-footed, and he also switches off. The one right on half time when Crouch. No, you watch it again.
I have.
You watch. Crouch does the little thing, but
because Funes.
No, I know. But what I mean is though, Funes Murray. I don't want to have a goal. Funes.
I thought Ashley Williams.
No, but he gets caught. He does get caught flat-footed, and for that one where Crouch with the little back heel, he doesn't know if it's Sunday or Tuesday, and it was Wednesday.
I think I think in games though, the reality is you're gonna be caught out at times, defenders. That's what happens, and sometimes you get away with it, and sometimes you don't. And
I suppose the main problem is, it's not like a massive problem, but Funes, I suppose Holgate with the inexperience, even though he's got the pace, he's going to get caught out. So I suppose you need the two with the experience to have a little bit of pace as well, and they don't really have any pace between them. I mean, the likes of Distan used to get himself out of so many problems that he caused himself because he had that little bit of pace. So I think that'll be the evolution of that defence. Will be,
let's be honest,
Funes Murray not being in it, and whoever's taking his place has got to be quick.
Keane doesn't look slow, what I've seen of him. I'm not saying he's the answer because I've not seen enough of him. What I've seen of him, he looks decent, he looks like...
But the manager wants him, doesn't he?
And the manager wants him. I think he wants 2 centre-backs. I don't think it'll just be one.
I'm
not sure whether Funes Murray has got a long-term career or not at Everton, but it wasn't, the three of them, I wouldn't blame Holgate, and I wouldn't blame Williams, and I wouldn't blame Murray for the goal. The three of them were all as bad as each other because it was a straight ball, we've switched off, and we haven't marked up in the middle. A
lot of it was that, defensively though, he changed the shape at half time. A lot of it was the shape, wasn't it? Because there was a lot of time that the three got really. That for goal on its own, they really stretched apart. And I know they're supposed to be stretched apart, but I think because it was such a quick ball over the top, you'd like almost Coleman to be backing them up there, giving them the little round the corner. But it's difficult because I thought we've dealt with different types of challenges in the last few weeks, and it's been comfortable. And to me, that's the way we need to play. I wouldn't be written it up going like no, not at all.
We just were a little bit wobbly, but we were a bit wobbly in the whole of the first half. But I think nobody seemed to know the position in the first half.
I think with a little bit more experience, Holgate there will just see it coming and will adjust himself accordingly and not maybe step up as far.
He'll look credit to him. No, it didn't happen again, did it?
No.
Not on that side. He started looking hard now. He'd be bought a couple of cheap fouls. He backed off a little bit. I think probably, I don't know, it's a tough one because we want Coleman and Baines to push on, don't we? We want to be the team that's attacking. And I think maybe in the first half, at times we were a little bit gung-ho. I had the game on and Danny Higginbottom was going on about Everton's wing-backs can't get out, they're at the back, and as he was talking, Baines and Coleman, you couldn't see them, they were in there half past the camera, and I was thinking, he hasn't got a clue about football, because they were too gung-ho. If we'd have had 5 along the back, they'd have never got in. The couple, let's be honest, Crouch should have scored with a volley. The volley just shaves the post, a great volley, just shaves the post. That was another one touch and we were all out the game. And then Arnautovic gets slid in again, another little dink in. But we weren't stopping the crosses, and Koeman spoke about this after the press conference, what he told them they had to do at half time, because we were letting them look up and put little balls in behind us, and that hasn't, at Palace the other week, we were so solid really defensively to a team that were playing very similar.
Well, this is what we spoke about in the match preview though. This is what we said again. We said Man City, they've only got one way of playing. Crystal Palace have only got one way of playing. Stoke had a couple of ways. The first half, I thought, footballing wise, they were good. Second half, they reverted a bit more to type. But that's the problem. Charlie Addo had a good game, actually. He shouldn't have been allowed to, but he did have a good game. And the one where he got Arnautovic on the other side, and it's a lovely little floated ball. And again, it's learning to deal with teams that play in different styles during one game. And that's, I suppose, that's where Koeman's got to look at it and go, I'm going to have to be flexible today, and I might go for a back 4. 3 looks great, but at times he's going to have to look at it, isn't he? But he did it during the game, of course.
But I just think, I don't know, because if you'd have got the team at 7 o'clock yesterday and he'd gone to a flat back 4, everyone would be going, why we've been playing great with this three at the back. I think some games don't pan out the way you'd expect them, or you don't want them.
That's his job, though, isn't it?
Well, it is his job. So, and he done it. He dealt with it. So I've got no issue with the manager. The players, we just didn't play as well as what we have been doing. We're not gonna. It's not. I said it on me after-match reaction. It's not FIFA. It's not Championship, man. You don't turn up every week and that what you were doing in the last game works again. You've got to overcome little challenges. This was a tough game. We said in the preview it would be, and it'd have been a tough game if Everton would have been a 9 out of 10. It'd have still been a tough game. Goals change games. We give them a goal start within the first 6 or 7 minutes, and then that gets their crowd up and their tails are up a little bit. But what Everton done really well, they stuck to the task. They carried on trying to play. And again, the area that we were sadly lacking in was the final third.
Well, it was. I mean, the final. It was that weird last night, wasn't it? Because we just had no goal between.
Can Kevin Morales never play an away game again, please, ever?
Well,
I don't mind him playing. Good as he's sound.
Well, what I would say is though, he was weird last night because he was. And again, I don't know whether this is tactics but he was playing right alongside Rom,
but then he disappeared from that role.
No, he just didn't do that role. That's what I mean is we need, and definitely in away games, you need a link between your midfield and your attack, don't you? Ross was playing a little bit deeper. Snidland was playing right in front of the back four, like almost back three. Sorry, almost like another centre back at times. That's fine. He was getting the ball. He was making lovely little passes, but Morales needed to drop off, or we need someone to play. So maybe this was a game like we've talked about where Ross is the second striker. Do you know what I mean? I
kind of disagree totally with what you're saying.
Go on then.
Because I thought Morales was too deep. He wasn't up with Rom.
And I thought he was always up with Rom.
All the times he touched the ball within our half, it was never by Lukaku. And Rom was running along like that, going, give me the ball. Morales was doing that love. He'll beat a man in our half and he'll lay it on. He looks great and the fans are clapping. He's not doing anything to hurt anybody. Against City, he was neck in tandem with Lukaku and he buzzed around him. Last night when he dropped, you'd have to watch it again. But when Rom is here, Morales drops back here, so there's 30 yards.
Yeah, but he was
against Man City. He was never more than 5 yards.
What I mean is though, he was never in a position. He was never linking up. And that's probably the same point you're making. That's what I'm saying. He was neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So that might in those games that might be the game.
That's where you'd have a Garner in there.
Yeah, and you have a bit more security, like we've seen
even Tom Davies.
But that's what I'm saying. You've got all those centre midfield options, so maybe that's a game where you go, well, you know what, today we're going to push Ross right up, or we're going to put Tom Davies right up. We're going to have that extra bit of security in midfield, which we sort of tried to do second half. Maybe they're the games where you do. Well, yes and no. I mean, Lookman would be a player who would buzz around them, but I'm talking about in terms of starting the game and thinking about security at one end, and also,
of course. But if you want it, what I'm saying is, if you were playing the 3-5-2, which he likes, Lookman would probably be ideal for that because he's going to do the damage in the final.
But he is. But
we need someone and this is even though I thought on the transfer window thing, I thought we'd had a decent window. We spent 30 odd million. We bought 2 quality players in. We got rid of a load of players who were surplus to the requirements. But I was still disappointed because it was that extra attacker who I think we needed to give us a different option. But I understand why. We've got Lookman, we've got Morales, we've got Calvert-Lewin, we've got maybe Valencia might have been a better option. So he's fallen away again, hasn't he, after scoring? He's back out the big bed, isn't he? Which is what happens. But I don't know. The final third was very disappointing for me. Even when we broke at Coleman in the first half.
Maybe last night. Maybe what could have happened, or we needed a little bit more of, was actually Rom dropping in.
Maybe picking it up
and letting Morales be the highest player forward. Maybe that's what was missing last night, because both of them was just very.
The one chance he had to do that, he picked it up. He could have ran 10
he could have ran a little bit more.
And you're going, Rom, drive, because they sure crossing don't want you running at him.
Too much mayonnaise on his chips when he went back to Belgium. Telling you, he needs to watch himself. But, you know, we got ourselves back in the game. We started controlling the ball, nice little areas. Sneijden sat in front of the back four. Lovely, getting the ball. But what I thought was great about Sneijden was, he was sucking players in. He was sucking couple of players, Stoke players in, and then creating nice little angles and playing balls, and suddenly the pitch just opened up, allowed Ross and allowed Tom Davies then a little bit more space, and he was very clever. Okay, a couple of times you give the ball away cheaply, and you know that happens because rustiness and also playing, but he was so comfortable in possession, short balls, long balls, seeing everything, seeing the whole pitch, and you just think, Gareth Barry's never playing again, is that's what you're thinking?
Yeah.
No, but he just thought, yeah, he's mustard. Manager knows straight away what his role is. It's not going to impact on.
And he knows what the manager.
It's not Garner's role. It's not Ross's role. It's completely because I think if anyone, I don't know how you were going to fit all these players in our midfield, but that's not an issue.
But
for
I think
us.
what you've just said, I think there's a real case for Barkley just going and dropping off Rom, or even like I say, even Tom Davies, because he can see a past Tom Davies and he can dribble. So maybe he's in some games, as much as I want an out and out striker with Lukaku, because I think that's how we'll put teams to the sword. There will be a case when we have to play that, you know, because Garner, it's only going to be a matter of time before Garner gets back. He's been our best player. Yeah. You can't leave him out. Him and Sneijden gets him out watering in terms of being able to lock down a midfield. And then it's who you accompany with them.
Yeah.
You know, do you put McCarthy in there and go, that'd probably be overkill in terms of battling, but then Tom Davies opens the pitch up because he's got great touch and he can go both ways. Ross is the one who drives forward. It opens up, you know, a lot of permutations.
Well, it does, and we've seen in the second half when we played a little bit more of a diamond and okay.
Let's talk about the goal.
Yeah, well, I was going to we got a bit more control than we started getting the ball, finding space. It came from like an absolutely terrible Kevin Morales free kick, but the ball's got wide, and Seamus, you know, obviously stuck on his own half.
Yeah, couldn't get out.
But somehow was in their box. Pulls it onto his left foot, gets a shot off. It hits, short cross, goes in. Lineman puts his flag up. The Orcs go mad and start laughing their heads off. But straight away it was our players in their faces going, no, what, you know, we're not letting you get away with this. That's a legitimate goal. It came off him. Go over to the linesman and have a word with them, which was within their rights. And it made me laugh because they
it was obviously the referee though who's seen it, because the linesman's not going to go, oh yeah, I put my flag up.
But he put his flag up for offside, didn't he? And then the ref has to respond to that. So don't they hardly mic'd up anymore?
Yeah.
So why did he have to?
They like to go and just have it between them to get the story straight, don't they?
It just made me laugh. He's going, the referee's like, they're all crowding, he's going, go away, and they all back off, and that opens up
cross just goes in behind.
That opens up the space for Sneijden to go.
He was in and cross, thank you.
Brilliant movement by Sneijden. They just seen the space open.
They were going straight over though, and it was really good, because I think under the previous manager, whatever the directives were, they'd have just walked away and accepted that kind of stuff. They'd have accepted it, but it was the 100% the right decision, and it was brilliant refereeing, because it would have been that easy to just go, well, that's Stoke, they're at home, the linesman put his flag up, no argument here, I'm not going to argue with it. But the fact of the matter was, he's gone over and had a word with it and give us the right decision, because it was the right decision. It doesn't even matter if Lukaku's offside, it didn't get to wrong.
I mean, there's a case, and I understand the case, because the case is similar, if I'm playing devil's advocate, it's similar to when Crystal Palace scored that goal against us, and the lad moves his head in. That's the case they're asking for. So I understand.
Well, that wasn't the case.
But that's why I understand why they would do that, because they're saying Rom, Shawcross feels like he's had to kick it to get a touch because Rom's behind them, but Rom doesn't move. He is just offside, but he doesn't move anywhere. And Rom was the first one going, he was him.
You can tell he didn't even claim it, and Rom claims everything.
But it was like, and the funny thing is now Seamus is claiming it.
Yeah.
So
it was a shot on target.
Yeah. So
the void anyway, if anything.
If
Lukaku would have been in front of Shawcross, then I'd have said they've got a point, because it's. But he was behind him, so Shawcross was just getting his body in the way of it anyway. Didn't get anywhere near Lukaku, so There's no case to answer.
But I understand why. I mean,
Well,
the fans in the ground, they're angry because you don't get this to see it. You get your one chance and you see it, and you see.
Of course they're gonna be, and you'd expect them to react like that. But you know, the Arnautovic one might have been offside, and he got away with a couple of things. You know, Arnautovic, when he actually injured himself, he was lucky not to see red because he just made a stamping thing towards James McCarthy and then ends up banging his head. So there's a few things that went on, but there can be no complaints about the goal. No. It was a legitimate goal, and we have to move on from it. And then they nearly go back in front.
Yeah, well they did. I mean, the little flick by Crouch.
That was lovely. But that was two things that Ross Barkley, why is he heading that back towards our goal? The ball's here, just head it out of and he heads it back, and then Funes Mori, the worst clearance ever. Instead of just launching it, hits it back to Peters, I think it was. He knocks it in. What a touch by Crouch.
Great touch, but as I said, Ashley Williams and Funes Mori just so flat-footed. And Joel's made a great save. He'd made a great save from Anarovic as well, which you mentioned. He pulled off a couple of great saves, but he's not just making the saves. To be fair, he's
just handling.
He's no, but just for those two incidents, he's made himself so big that they look like half chances. But they're not the one-on-ones. But he's been so positive about the way he's come out. Yeah. I don't know whether that's... You know, he looks a lot more composed.
Confidence, and playing. He's playing all the time. And obviously hearing the manager saying he's playing well. It's a confidence game, isn't it? I mean, some of our fans, write players off immediately, don't they? And they wrote him off totally ridiculously early because he'd get a game every 3 months and then make a mistake. Well, he didn't make that many mistakes. That's the irony of it. He just flapped at a couple of crosses and then he was cast aside as being a crap keeper, and he blatantly isn't. You know, and you can see he's a big lad, so if he comes out and makes himself big, Arnautovic is normally a very good finisher. It was 2 key saves.
Yeah, he's got all the ingredients, hasn't he? That, and it's how you put it all together. It looks like he's starting to put it all together. He's when he comes off his line, he's very composed. He takes things. One in the second half, it was a bit. But the wind, you know, he was complaining about the wind.
Oh, the wind.
It's very windy. It's very windy.
Klopp will vouch for that. Wind can affect games.
It can. So we go with 0-0 at 1-1 half time. We made the change. Holgate went off. We went back to a 4, and we also, by putting James McCarthy on, by putting James McCarthy on, I think, I'm not saying we settled for a point, but it was almost like, well, if we nick one sound, but I don't want to see us concede another one, which
clunked the midfield up.
I understand. The midfield was very stuffed after that, wasn't it? Very stuffed, which made it a bit of a nothing game. Second half, they were trying to. Charlie Odom, you know, whatever anyone thinks of him, if he's got the ball at his feet,
that's left foot. Lovely, he's got a brilliant left foot.
His
teeth are horrendous, but his left foot's cracker.
His barnet's all over the shop as well. But he's got a great, and we've seen that when he tried the shot.
He's a dog, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a dog. But his left foot's fantastic. We've seen
that shot, you know, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant awareness, and it was a brilliant shot. And with the wind, obviously, he carried it. Joel done brilliantly because he is running back. And he should save it, of course he should. But it was a brilliant effort.
But we've seen people almost because the ball's going up. I mean, the one he scored into Chelsea, the keeper's going like that, and the loser's his footing because of it, and it can't happen. So, but we stopped that. We snuffed that out a little bit.
Paul Gerrard, remember that? 90th minute years ago, last kick of the game, Villa. Mason hits it and Gerrard falls like that and is about this high off the floor and goes Villa like that on his hands, and it drops in the net. If he just stood up, he'd have caught it in his midriff. He done that like you've just said. But anyway,
Chris Waddle against Big Nev.
Oh, our friend Andrei Kanchelskis went, I'm just going to dribble, give this away, they'll score, and then you can sell me on Monday. And that's what we did. Anyway, back.
I'm never paid for that. But second half, it was stuffed.
Yeah.
Lots of.
We were the better side. They just used Charlie Adams' left foot. You had on my left foot, don't you?
Yeah. They didn't really make anything second half till later on, did they? But the only thing I was disappointed with the second half was the amount of times Ross had good chances, and it was his final ball just kept on letting him down. Now I don't think Ross had a bad game. I just thought his final ball was horrendous on the night. It was either too short or too long, and he could never get it right. And if he'd got it right once, we would have got somebody on goal. And that was the most frustrating thing about he was going. It was more of a diamond. He was getting high up the pitch, and the amount of times he just Oh, it was so frustrating.
It was fractions. I mean, we had, even Coleman was in and he left the ball behind, went running and the ball was behind him to go back, and it was one of them nights. The ricochets didn't quite go our way, and the final ball, I think a few of them, Tom Davies done it in the first half, his passing wasn't right, Schneiderlin hit a couple of under hit ones, Funes Mori bringing the ball up and then just giving it to them and putting us under pressure. I think a few of them just had that kind of night, but Ross Barkley, you know, I still don't think Mason Holgate was terrible. I just think he just wasn't as good as he's been, and because he's played Arnautovic at Goodison, he played him brilliant, he rattled him a few times and had him in his pocket. This last night, Arnautovic kind of got the better of him a bit in that first half. It happens with some games, you know, and this, I suppose, we are where we are, we're getting better, we're improving, the direction's getting better, you can see what he's doing, but it'd be ridiculous to think we're already there, because we're not, and this is why he's trying to buy better players.
Well, I suppose it's frustrating because we have been playing well and you are looking for it, but he made a positive change. He took Morales off, he brought Lookman on, and again Lookman with the first couple, you know, first touch, he's nearly put one in.
He's great, isn't he, just for that.
The only now,
for that,
it's not
unpredictability.
But it's not a worry about Lookman, but we've got to find a way of getting him more into the game, because in both games,
be higher up. The manager said that after the game
against Palace and in this game, he's come on, very quickly got into it, and then he's gone missing for the. And I think what did him no favours last night was when he come on, Ross went over to the right and we kind of went to a 4-3-3, and I just don't think we know how to play that. Lookman was stuck out over on the left. I think if you're putting him on, put him by Rom and just say in that kind of game, because he's great out the ball. If you've got Barkley and Davies running with him and he's centering, you've got Rom. You know, you've also got Coleman and Baines pushing on, because Schneiderlin, what he done absolutely brilliant last night was he made it a 3 at the back at times. He dropped, Williams would go one side, Funes Mori would go, and Schneiderlin would come in. When we then attacked, because he's fast, he'd get himself into that midfield area. So it allowed us to get 20-30 yards up the pitch. They weren't in the game, they were playing like the away side, Stoke. But look, like you say, Lookman, it's no good him having the ball in our half on the left hand. It's a bit like the Morales thing. You want him to do his damage on the edge of their box, and the times that he got in around the box, he cut them in half. He done one where he done 2 lollipops and the player fell over and just knocked it, and you're going, if he's doing that in and around the box, he's going to open up space for Romelu Lukaku. I suppose the biggest problem has been in both games is it's getting him the ball in them areas. That's been the problem, because he's only slight. It's not like you can smash the ball up to him. No. He's only a small lad. You've got to get the ball to him, and then once you get the ball to him, you think he'll do something here. But that's what I think we found in the last couple of games is how do we get that ball to him? Because
I'm saying that he could have come off with 2 goals.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the frustrating thing. It's because you think, because every time we get the ball, you just go, he's going to do something here, and but we've got to get him the ball more, and that's not his fault. That's how do we find the
because Ronald Koeman said himself he's not happy with where he had to be receiving the ball, and he said he went and found him and told him he wants him in and around the final third, because that's where he's going to win us.
But he needs more. I think he needs more from Lukaku there as well, because what he needs is he needs to say to Lukaku, I know it's not your natural game, but we're gonna hit the ball to you, and you've got to win it. You've got to physically win that ball, keep it alive, and give it to Lookman, and then spin and get into your space, and that kid will do something with it. He's got to be able to do that.
What annoyed me about last night was that we've got the attacking players to cause them, but we've got Ross Barkley that can create a chance from nothing. We've got Tom Davies, who's a little bit cleverer with his passing. Coleman's direct, can get in behind. Lookman's quality. Lukaku's a great finisher. Baines, and we just didn't. We get to there, and then it'd be that slow football again. But the times that we did cut them open, we could have.
But one of the big things about last night was, and this is another thing, it was the fact that we never mixed it up, because it was almost like, it's Stoke, you can't win a set piece against these. We should have done that a little bit more. We should have gone, and I know Koeman said it, like, well, you could see Koeman last minute, there was a chance to throw a ball in the box, and you think, we've got Schneiderlin, we've got Romelu Lukaku, we've got Ross is a big lad, you know, throw a ball in, let's just see, it might come off for a corner, and it could go anywhere, you know.
Breaking the box and you lash it in. I mean, we had one where it was given offside, but you know, they throw it in and it's flicked on by Schneiderlin. Mori has the shot that gets blocked, he's offside. but it's a chance, and you could get that and he's onside and he thinks it in.
I think we've got to be a little bit more direct.
Take chances of things like that. You've got to take chances. They were doing it. Now they were throwing it. They were. I mean, if you think about it, how many free kicks and corners they had? Quite a few. And they didn't really cause.
So we've got a lot better recently.
Unbelievable, but they carried on doing it in the hope one would come off.
It only takes one.
Exactly. So it
only takes one. Look at last week with Scott Dan's effort.
Yeah,
they had no joy all day, and they get one decent delivery, and that's all it takes sometimes. And that's what we've got to be a little bit more trusting that we can get a good delivery. I mean, we can talk about the chances that we did create, because we've had the header by Tom. I mean, we had the lovely little move with Davis and McCarthy when he knocks it in, gets the 1-2, and I'm thinking just bend it into that far corner, almost Anthony Martial, just open you, and he tries to go round the lad and it gets snuffed out. But we've got the Lookman shot with Lee Grant, makes a brilliant save. But good work from Seamus to dig that out. I mean,
no, it's the first one I'm talking about, the back heel by Tom Davies, and then Lookman hits it, because Grant could have been expecting a cross there, because Lookman looks up, gives him the eyes, goes near both. But then the Coleman one that you're talking about.
But Coleman digging it, I mean, Coleman had left it behind, went back and got it, digs it out, and Tom Davies. Now a lot of people are saying it was a bad header. I thought it was a great header. I thought he placed it. You get times where you just put your head on it and it will just go in. So I understand that side of the argument as well. But he did just he planted it where he wanted it, and the keeper's made a great save.
Yeah.
And the only unfortunate thing was that he sort of switched off then, and Lookman smashes it across. Could have hit anyone. But if he was half a second more aware, he's got a tap in. But he's probably still.
I still think he should have scored. Or could have scored then. I mean, it was unlucky because Lookman reacts brilliantly. He hits it through the defender's legs and it goes through the goalkeeper's legs. And I'm looking at the far corner because I fully expected the net to ripple when he hit it, and it goes right the way across, and you're like, oh. But like I said in me Matt's reaction, I can't make a case for us deserving to win it. They didn't. No. They certainly didn't. But people I'd seen people on Twitter going, crap, that 2 points dropped, and we've blown that game and all. I'm thinking we could have been 3 down at half time.
You got it,
couldn't we?
Yeah, I'm not.
Joel doesn't make those two saves.
You can't start sort of. We don't want to be these fans that when we win, everything's amazing, and when we lose, everything's terrible, or when we draw, everything's terrible. You've got to find that balance. And you can't Arsenal fan TV.
Exactly.
You've got to find that balance.
Everywhere we'd be doing this full time and chilling.
We'd be doing this with bills.
We'd have bills. We both have brand new kitchens.
A brandy and a cigar.
And we'd be saying fam and blood every
Fam and blood, yeah.
I think the thing about it is, I'm one of those. I like to think I'm quite a fair Evertonian. So I think if I think we deserve to win, I'll say we deserve to win. And I'm not going to be one of them fans who go, we've drawn with Stoke. Stoke the shite, then we deserve to win just because we've won a few games. For me, there was no way we deserved to win that game. A draw was a fair result, and that's what it ended up.
But going back to, so much like Stoke's second half, they've had the Charlie Adams shot, they've had the one that Funes Mori's cleared off the line because he's already cocked up and made the mistake. And they had a few set pieces. Joel, the one that he had to push over. And apart from that, a couple of headers, they didn't really have anything else.
There wasn't, I don't think there was any, even the one when Berahino, or whatever you say his name, Berahino knocks it over because Mori's cocked up. Even I wasn't thinking that was going in because we were in control of the situation.
I fully thought Funes Mori was just going to head it into his own goal.
Yeah, that's weird. He didn't even head it convincingly. He jumped, and then on the way down it hit him and went over. It was a bit weird. But where in the first half when Arnautovic was in, you're going, because when he got the ball twice, you're thinking score. And Joel makes. I didn't really feel like that second half. Yeah. You're always a bit wary when they've got free kicks. So I thought our defending is doing really well. I think we've conceded 5 goals since the Watford game, which is incredible. We're in February and that was the first week in December. So we've quite clearly tightened up.
Yeah, and I think also we're starting to come to terms with, we're trying to get to terms with changing shapes during the game, fitting players in, getting the best out of, because Holgate, Tom Davies, Lookman, Elder, like that. I know some of the transfer window, but they're like 3 new. Well, one of them is a new player, but the other 2 are players that have played for like a month, and it's about Snidland's come in as well. It's almost like we've almost got half a new side in a month. And
I think if Calvert-Lewin was fit, I think he'd be figuring as well. I think.
I mean, just wrapping it up, don't need to labour on the point too. There was a case, like you said before, for Valencia possibly to come on as well and actually go for it. But then the managers, I suppose managers and players sometimes get the feel for the game and sort of think, nah, we'll take this.
I think he was looking, and probably like we were, you're thinking, we might nick this, but we didn't. Whereas I felt the Palace game, I always felt like we would win it. That last night I was thinking, I don't feel like we're going to lose it, but I don't feel like we're going to win it.
I wasn't overly disappointed when the final whistle went.
No, it was. I mean, let's be honest, it was a crap game. It was a crap game. I mean, I suppose what he could have done the last 10 was take Ross off and throw Valencia on, because we had 3 still in midfield and gone, right, let's have another striker and let's try and work the channel. But I don't know, their pitch is quite narrow anyway, isn't it, Stoke? And I don't know, I think a point, like you say, we sat here before doing the Palace preview and said if we can get 4 points in the next 6, it sets us up nicely. And I am that Evertonian that thinks if we'd have won last night, we're bound to cock up Saturday. And I want us to win our own game, so I feel like we can go.
It is what it is. It's a draw. Doesn't happen that often, does it? Nothing really massively controversial, and it's just one of those games. They happen. Let us know in the comments what you thought about the game. Are you madly disappointed? If you have commented already, check out your comments and see if you made it onto that show. Any Stoke fans, do us a favour, don't vote for the bad Bootle Meth, because he's a bad Bootle Meth. Just before we go, just a quick shout out, Dr. France. We love him. You know, you all ask every time he's over here for him to come on the show. He comes on with Ronnie. We've done live show with him. We've been to, invited us to his gig at the cathedral. He's not in the best of health at the moment. Basically, I think it's just exhaustion. He came over here twice in the space of a couple of months in what was it, like September and then into December. He was here for ages. He
basically does like a road trip when he's here.
His wife came over, Elizabeth, with him for a little bit, but then she went back to Arizona. I think Arizona agrees with him. The weather-wise, he came over here in the autumn, and it's unsettled him, put it that way. Well, health-wise, so he hasn't been quite up to it when he's gone back. So we just want to say, get well soon to him, because he's just what a man he is.
Should be on our board. David, get well soon.
Should be knighted as well. And
he probably wouldn't want to be knighted though.
No, he's already got a.
He's not sure yet though.
No, he's already got a thing, yo.
Yeah, but I don't know whether
he's got an 8. Oh, he would. He'd love that.
Yeah. We'll knight him then.
He'll love it.
We'll knight it. Probably mean more from Everton.
So hopefully, I was going to say, now it's going into summer. There's always summer in Arizona.
yeah.
Always very, very hot. But hopefully he'll be back on his feet soon, chilling out. He's got nothing to worry about, watching the Blues, getting better and better over there in Arizona. Probably going to see Paul Ryder for a pint soon as well.
Yeah, why not?
All that kind of thing. We'll get out. We'll
get over.
We'll come and see you. Swerve to Vegas. Come to LA with us. Or me. So yeah, best of wishes to David. I hope he's not causing you too many problems, Elizabeth. He's probably ringing that bell, getting you to bring him a cold.
Be an Everton bell.
Yeah, getting to bring him a cold glass of water. Doesn't really drink. So so all our best wishes to him. Thanks for watching Toffee TV, and we'll see you later.